Hey everyone, delighted to have you here as always. Today's topic on first year freelancing is about what to post on social media for your freelance business. Now, I'm going to cover some kind of actionable steps you can take, give you some direct advice in terms of what content you can put out that you can start working on today. And towards the end of the video, I'll give you some links to some resources as well. First of all, let's clarify how you should be posting in terms of the profile. This comes down to how you brand your freelance business in the first place, whether it's a kind of under a brand name, you've created a business name, or you've used your own name as a freelancer. Now, regardless of whichever route you've taken for that, I believe on social media it's good to have your own personal profile. There's lots of stats, and even anecdotally I've seen with other freelancers and business owners is that their personal profile will perform a lot better in terms of reach, engagement, following than a brand name. It's not to say you can't have both, and particularly if you have given your freelance business a brand name, but what you can do then is say, well, you know, your whatever your name is, founder of, and then you can link to the brand names page if you have a separate page for that. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be talking about posting from your own social media page under your own name, and the type of content you can do to help your freelance business grow with that. So what it needs to be is a blend of informative, educational and inspirational content in my view. Now, there's lots of ways to go about this, and some people may throw in some slightly different types of content, but I think if you use this as a foundation, you won't go far wrong. So what am I talking about? Let's first focus on the informative and educational side of things, right? So I've touched on this in other videos, which I'll link to about creating content for your freelance website. But what you want to be doing is, once you've identified your target audience, your niche, you know what the problems are, the challenges they have in terms of whatever it is, growing their own business, or if they're freelance themselves or whatever it might be, what are their individual challenges? How can you support them if you're looking to either work or collaborate with them? Focus on those problems and challenges and create content around those. So let's say, for example, you followed my advice on that video I mentioned previously, and you'd created some blog posts about how to do X, Y, Z on your freelance website. Of course, you can use social media to link and share those content as well. However, depending on the platform, obviously they don't want to send people off the platform, so putting in external links can sometimes reduce the engagement. So what you can then do is repurpose some of that content and put it into some snippets that are valuable. So let's say, for example, if we're talking about Twitter here, if you've written a blog post, you may be able to take a little section or create a mini thread from that blog post with some great tips that you can define for your target audience. They'll hopefully find that valuable, they'll share it, they'll engage with it, they'll follow you, and you can consistently do that. So what you want to be doing is putting out that type of content on a regular basis. But I also like to throw in some what I call inspirational content as well, because what you want to do is you want to display to your prospects and your target audience that obviously you know what you're doing, but you're enjoying it, you're passionate about what you do, and you're having some great success. That's going to attract other people to want to work with you as well. So if you have a client win, for example, share that on your social media. If you've had a really bit of good momentum with doing some new deals or winning some new projects, or you know, succeeding on those projects, share that on your social media as well. Now, you don't want to overload this, you want to focus on that bedrock. If we're going to 80-20 it between these two, I'd say 80-20 informing informational and educational content, and then that 20% of inspirational stuff where you're sharing wins, sharing your successes, sharing your clients' successes off the back of the work that you've done for them as well. That can be a really good balance, so people can be like, okay, great, I'm getting loads of value, but also I see that this individual they know what they're talking about, they're passionate, and they're having some great success. I want to be involved. If my business has this challenge, when I'm ready, this is the person I want to come and speak to. That's really the purpose of your social media platforms. Now, one of the best things to do is have a schedule of how to do this. You can download some templates. I think Hootsuite has a good template on their website where you can sort of download a social media calendar, because it will keep you consistent and you can schedule that content in advance. If you keep relying on kind of last minute, the motivation and ideas that pop into your head, you will not be consistent with social media, and that's the only way to succeed. So you are going to want to have some form of calendar, scheduling tool perhaps, and schedule that time in your own calendar as well to say, like, you know, at this time I'm going to be spending half hour on my social media. You know, do that a few times a week and you're going to build up a nice bank of content. So some initial thoughts on what you can do with social media for your freelance business there. As always, you know, I'm always learning myself. If you have any thoughts on that, do share in the comments. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.